What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Adam and this is Vancity Audi. Welcome back to disgusting Vancouver. It is pissing rain out, 7 degrees, cold as hell, and I got my TTE810 IE Stage 3 Plus E70 B9 S4 back on the dyno. Now, why I'm back on the dyno with this tune is it's been back to the E70 file for about 3 weeks now, and it could totally just be me because I've been driving my RS3 again. I've been doing some data logs with that one, and it's way faster than this car, but it feels like it's down on power. It feels like it's not running as well as it could be. And I've data logged this car and I'm seeing some timing corrections in multiple cylinders. So we put new spark plugs in, it did nothing. And the 2 cylinders that are constantly having timing corrections are 2 and 5. So I figured let's get it on the dyno and see if I'm still making the same amount of power. It doesn't feel like it is, and I'm fearful that it might not be. Now, we have done a lot of testing on this channel in behind the scenes where I don't make videos, where we're making sure the car is working properly. The logs show it's making boost, the fuel's good, the lambda's good. It's just timing correction in those 2 cylinders. So if it's not spark plugs, could it be something else? Or is it just all in my head and it is working the way it should be, and I am still making the power that I was? Now, the first time I was on the dyno with this bad boy, I made 635 wheel horsepower and 627 pounds-feet of torque at the wheels. It boogies, so powerful, runs really well on this IE software. But my concern is now, after running it on pump gas, the pump gas tune ran phenomenally. If you haven't seen those videos, check it out. I made a quarter-mile performance test video as well as a dyno video to show you guys with the 93 octane file how it worked on this software. So we're gonna see what it makes on the dyno. First hit coming right up, and then we'll maybe diagnose this problem. If there is one, it could just all be in my head, and we'll see where we go from there. Three back-to-back-to-back runs. I was completely wrong. The car is making more power than ever, yet I'm still seeing corrections. Now, I was wrong. I'm a little tired, a little under the weather. It's cylinder 3 and cylinder 5, not cylinder 2 and cylinder 5. So I'm still seeing those corrections, yet there's power galore. So what's really happening? I'm not sure. I'll share the log with you guys. I'll show you what I'm talking about, but let's get to these results first. Running the exact same tune I was last time, but a different day, making a whopping 643 wheel horsepower and 640 pounds-feet of torque. That graph is butter. Peak torque at roughly, what is that, 3,700 RPM, and then tapers off nicely. And then we have the power just going for days, pulling all the way to that 7,000 RPM red line. I can't believe I was completely wrong. That damn RS3 tricking me into thinking that this car was down on power. This is a data log of my second 4th gear pull. This is engine speed we're looking at, starting at 1,500 RPM and going all the way to 7,000 RPM, which is my red line. Over here, we see that I've flagged 4,700 RPM. Now, the reason why I've done that is because that is where I'm seeing the beginning of my timing correction. So once we get rid of the engine speed, we can see that up to 4,700 RPM, there was no timing correction whatsoever. Car was running flawlessly. But then up top in cylinder 5, we see 3.75 degrees of timing correction, which I do not like to see on an ethanol-based tune. If it was a pump gas tune, so be it. But on an ethanol-based tune, I don't want to see anything more than like 1.5 degrees being pulled, which is what I see out of cylinder 3 up top for a very short period of time. Ideally, though, you want it to look like this the whole run with 0 degrees being pulled from all of the cylinders. So I've checked the spark plugs. That did nothing. Next, we'll look at the coil packs. And if that doesn't do anything, could it simply be engine noise? I am now making double the horsepower that it came with from the factory. So we'll keep taking a look at this, keep digging into it, and see what we can find. There you have it, guys. I went over the logs. You saw that the car is making more power than it ever has. Hopefully that'll translate into the quickest and fastest I've ever gone in the quarter mile. I would have already brought you guys that content, but it has been disgusting here. Non-stop rain, the weather's too cold. I'm not gonna grip, I'm just gonna spin like I did on that 93 octane tune, but we know I'm making an abundance of power and an abundance of torque now, even with that weird timing reduction in those 2 cylinders. But everything else looks good. So stay tuned to the videos to come, guys. Promise you I will try my best to get out there as soon as I possibly can, get you some quarter mile runs, whether it be on the track, fully stripped out and gutted to see if I can set a world record, or whether it'll be on the back roads of Mexico full weight and see what I do there. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, take care.